Hello, hello. All right, guys, let's see if we are working. Remember, yesterday we had a bit of issues with the connection, but I think we're gonna get lucky today with a smoother connection. Fingers crossed, everyone. All right, let's have a look. Bear with me 1 second. Yes, I think we're live and we've got a smooth connection. Brilliant. Okay, this is exactly what I wanted to see. Let me just send it through and make sure that I can share this. Alrighty, amazing guys. Welcome back to the live stream, making sure the connection and the audio are working squeaky deaky. Okay, hi, welcome back to our SuperEx live streams where we talk about how to do trades on SuperEx. Today we're going to play with spot trading and futures. Before I get into that, I just want to let you guys know Bitcoin has slipped below $64,000. So this makes traders reduce risk before the Federal Reserve announces its latest interest rate decision. So exciting news. The US Senate's Clarity Act faces delays as lawmakers prioritize other legislations before the August recess, creating uncertainty around crypto market regulation. The Federation Reserve begins its 2-day policy meeting with markets expecting rates to remain unchanged while closely watching for guidance on future monetary policy. And then NASDAQ futures weaken as semiconductor stocks fall amid renewed concerns over AI-related valuations ahead of earnings from major technology companies. And then oil remains around $82 per barrel, easing from recent highs as geopolitical tensions cool and the traders focus on central bank policy. So I think that's pretty exciting news with that. A lot of our currencies have gone down. So we had Bitcoin go down, we had Ethereum, BNB, SOL, XRP. We all went down. So last night was a good time to have bought the goodies because if you guys had watched my previous live streams, you would have known how to do it. And then, hey, if you think it's going to keep going down, still a good time to buy. If you think it's going to go up, get it now while it's low before it goes back up and you make a profit. But yeah, I think it's really exciting with Bitcoin going down and oil prices staying down because they have been at some highs, and that doesn't help this world very much. So I do believe it is a good trend. Okay, before we get there, let me send through the website of SuperEx in case anyone does want to check it out and follow along. Remember, guys, signing up for SuperEx is super straightforward. With the link that I just sent through, all you guys have to do is put in your email, your phone number, register. Takes less than 5 minutes, and you guys are ready to start trading. Depositing and withdrawing funds is just as straightforward, but I will recommend early on that you guys take your time in that process because there are a couple points where you have to copy and paste some addresses exactly, and if you don't, that is not good news for you because then you could lose some of your funds. But yes, the process is straightforward as long as you listen to instructions. If you don't, bad things can happen. But that's totally fine. Honestly, I fully trust that you guys are capable of this. Just allow yourself to listen to what the prompts all say, and then you guys can go forward with that. All right, I'm really excited that the connection is super smooth right now. I am using a different VPN compared to yesterday, so maybe that is the secret to with my live streams. I was just hoping I could use my original one because that's the one I initially paid for, but all good. Okay, I think let's go on. I think we're on our spot page right now. Yes, we are. Okay, we're gonna start off with how to do spot trading. This is gonna be a beginner's guide. If you guys feel like you're more advanced for this, let me know in the comments below and we can try some different numbers and try testing the waters with something a bit harder. But for now, until I know who is watching, we're gonna keep it to the basics, okay? I need a water break. Also, are there any cat owners in the comments? Because oh my gosh, so a lot of you guys know that I am fostering slash adopting, probably a foster fail, two fur babies, a 7-year-old and an 8-year-old baby. And they're absolutely the sweetest thing. And my partner, normally we don't sleep with them. We keep our door ajar and then we have a little net to keep them out. Just because for the early days, we wanted them to feel comfortable in their own room where it has their litter box, their food, their water, and didn't want them to make any mistakes in our bedroom. But yeah, last night one of them was meowing at the door, so my partner was like, "Oh, I'm gonna let her in. She just wants to come in." I'm like, "Yeah, sure." It was 3 a.m. As a result, we both slept really poorly because the fur babies were meowing, jumping on the bed, walking around, doing the whole shabam. And then at 5, which was like an hour ago, um, she was like, "All right, I'm gonna kick them out." And then she brings them both out, closes the door, and I'm like, "Of course they're gonna meow. We've let them in once. They're gonna want to come in again." Um, but yeah, so didn't have the best sleep last night, but that's all right. I'm just really happy this connection is smooth, and hopefully the live stream will go smoothly as a result. But yeah, I'm definitely running on lack of sleep, and then I do have 2 jobs today, so that's gonna be fun. A fun day ahead for me. Lack of sleep. Hopefully I don't snap at anyone. Tee. Generally I wouldn't, but when you're on lack of sleep, sometimes you can't control yourself. So maybe I can get a little nap in later in between jobs, but we'll see. Okay, guys, so this is our SuperEx spot trading screen. I know it can look a little bit busy at first, but it is actually quite simple. There are only 4 areas that you really need to know. So we got the top left. This is our pair sector right up here. Right now I have Bitcoin and USDT loaded, but you can switch between any tokens in seconds, and I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. And then we've got our big chart in the middle. This is our trading view price chart. It shows Bitcoin's price action live, and you can switch between the 1 minute, 15-minute, hourly, daily candles, whatever fits your style. And then we have on the right side here our order book. This shows you every buy order in green and every sell order in red in real time. Don't really worry about that for now. Beginners don't really need to acknowledge that. Just be like, just know that it's there. And then on the far right, this is kind of where the magic is going to be happening. This is our trading panel. And that's pretty much the only area we're going to be interacting with today. Okay, let's look at our trading panel. At the top, you're going to see 2 tabs. We've got buy in green and sell in red. We're going to be buying Bitcoin today, so I'm going to click that one. Oh, wow, Bitcoin really is low. Ooh, it's down below 64,000. Okay, and then right underneath that, we've got limit, market, and stop market. But I'm going to be using limit. Why is that? A market order buys at whatever the price the market is right now, so you have no control. A limit order lets you say, I'm only going to buy Bitcoin if my price drops to da-da-da-da. It's pretty much how the pros do it. I guess the one advantage of doing market order right now is if you think that Bitcoin's going to be going up, grab Bitcoin at this price while it's low, and then it can go up and you can make profit. But if you think it's still going to go down, a limit is, or if you just don't know what's going to happen, limit is the better way to go. Just be patient, be disciplined, and that's kind of what the professionals do. So let's be a professional today. Okay, let's do a quick detour over. If we want to trade something other than Bitcoin, this is how we switch pairs. I just hover here. I think some computers you might have to click onto that. And then this pull down comes up. We've got the search bar, so you can search whatever token you want, be it ET, ETH, SOL, BNB, anything. SuperEx honestly has thousands of pairs. And then we have these tabs here that you can filter by category. We've got spot for crypto, stock for US stocks. Yep, that's all right. You can trade the US stock market, so like Apple and Tesla on there. Then we have the free market, which is for community listed tokens and so on. Okay, or you can just go down here and click the most popular pairings. I'm going to stick with Bitcoin and USDT because I think it's exciting that Bitcoin is down below 64,000. And then we can move on. Okay, let's go back to our trading panel and we're going to set our buy price, okay? Ooh, this is exciting. So right now, Bitcoin is sitting at $63,998.02. Do I think it's going to dip? Yeah, I do think it is going to dip. I'm going to hope it goes down to 63,000. Yeah, so in my price field, I've put $63,000, and that's what I'm hoping that Bitcoin goes down to. So pretty much what this means is my order will sit in the order book, and the moment Bitcoin touches 63,000 USDT, my buy fills automatically. Until then, nothing's going to happen. I'm in control. I don't need to chase the market. I have put my parameter that down of what I would like. Okay, and then how much do I want to commit to this? So if you click the total field down here, this is how much USDT you want to spend. I am going to commit 50 USDT for this demo. So I typed in 50 and see what happens. The amount field has automatically calculated how much Bitcoin I'll get. In this case, it is 0.00079 of a Bitcoin, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's still something, guys. And pretty much I don't have to do the math. SuperEx does it all for me, which I love because math is not my strong suit. It's actually funny. Math used to be my strong suit. As a kid, I was always in the advanced math classes. I actually went to university to study maths. I then changed to a different degree. I changed to language and performing arts, which is a very big difference to studying math at uni. And then when I stopped kind of using that part of my brain so much, it's still there, I believe. It's kind of like a skill that you need to keep using. I don't use the math part of my brain as much. I just use it loosely on day-to-day life. That I reckon if I allowed myself to study math again and really train up my brain again, I could get back into it. But right now, like, unless you're using that part of your brain, no, it's turned to mush. My math part of my brain is mush. So thank you, SuperEx, for doing my maths for me. Also, just a quick tip just to notice on the screen here. It shows your available balance. Mine is 15 USDT, which is not enough to fill out this transaction. But it's just good to note for when you are doing your trades. Right now I'm just doing a demo for you guys. To not go all in for your funds. Remember, start small and then work your way up, okay? All right, now we're gonna hit the part that most beginners like to skip. They like to go straight to, let's buy a Bitcoin. No, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna first click this little box, take profit, and stop loss. So two new fields have popped up. The first one is TP trigger, which is your take profit. I'm going to set it at, so I'm buying at 63,000. What kind of profit do I want? Okay, I don't know if it's going to go up too high, so I'm going to put it at 65,000, okay? So pretty much it's saying that when the price reaches 65,000 USDT, it'll trigger a market order and my estimated P&L will be 1.58 USDT. And that's what I want. So if I buy Bitcoin at 63,000 and then it keeps going up to 65,000, it sells and I get to lock in my profit while I'm asleep, while I'm at work, anywhere. We love that. And then the second one is our SL trigger, which is our stop loss. So I'm going to set that one at, let's go 60,000. All right, I'm going to set that at 60,000. It's kind of the same logic, but in the opposite direction. If Bitcoin crashes from 63,000 to 60,000, the platform sells immediately. I only lose 2.37 USDT. I don't lose 20. I don't lose 50. My downside is capped, and we love that, okay? Just remember the message that SuperEx shows you. It reads it all out here. So it's just making sure that you guys are aware of what is happening every step of the way. SuperEx is very clear on that. They don't want you guys to be making a big blunder. They don't want you to go all in. They want you to understand every step of the way what it is you are doing and what it entails. Okay. And that's what I love about it. They make me feel very safe. And it's pretty much, I taught myself this program and I loved it. Ooh, look at Bitcoin's numbers moving. It actually just jumped up to 64,000. I love it. One thing, I may not watch my orders because once I put it in the numbers, I do like to watch the numbers go up and down though. I think it's very fascinating. Okay, the final step before you click anything, we double check our numbers at the bottom. Let's scroll down. You make sure your available USDT is enough to actually buy your Bitcoin. For this case, I don't have enough, but that's okay. And then you get to click that big green button that you guys all have been waiting for, buy Bitcoin. And boom, your order is now live. It'll be in our order book that you'll see down below here. You don't have to sit and watch it. The system handles everything. If Bitcoin hits 64,000, it would buy. If it then hits 65,000, we sell for profit. If it crashes down to 60,000, you sell to cut your losses. 3 scenarios, all automated. We love it. So pretty much what that flow was, we found our pair, we click buy, limit, price it, we put our amounts, we set our SP and SLs, and then you buy. 7 steps. Honestly, once you've done it before, it would just take like less than 2 minutes because you know exactly what you want. And yeah, it's really straightforward and I love it. I think for beginners, spot trading is the best way to go because it really just spoon feeds you every step of the way, and I love that. Whereas futures, let's actually get a bit of a comparison of the 2 pages up for a second. Sorry, I'm just listening to my fur baby right now. Okay, this is our futures page. Spot, futures, spot, futures. So futures really does have a very similar vibe to spot with a few new pieces. Let's just have a quick look at the 4 areas we need to scan. I need another water break. Honestly, I don't know how people drink anything but water. I'm such a water girly. Like, my partner does coffee. I don't do coffee. I'm lactose intolerant, so I can't really do milk. I sometimes will have like a little Yakult for like a little boost. But in general, the only drinks that I will drink are water and fresh juice. Those are my choices. And maybe coconut water every so often. But sometimes that can get a little bit too sweet. I went and got my slight detour. You guys know when you watch my live streams, you're going to get a slight detour. I went and got my nails done yesterday. Let's have a little look. Very cute little I got them a little bit sharper this time because they always end up getting a little bit blunt on me. So I was like, at least this way they'll stay sharp a little bit longer before they start getting blunt. I think I've got probably a good week before they blunt out, which is for the best because I don't actually like them this sharp. I like them just a little bit blunter. But I knew that if I went a little bit blunter, they'd get even more blunter within a week. But yeah, I just noticed that I've started exercising more again. And I've been on the treadmill a whole bunch. And I've been getting a whole bunch of blisters on my feet because I push myself and I run a lot. And my feet don't like that process. So I'm just looking at my little toes and I can see little blisters on them. Oh well. Okay, let's get back to our future perpetual screen. Okay, so on the top left we have our pair sector, just like our other one. When you hover over there, we're currently trading Bitcoin and USDT, but you can switch between ETH, SOL, anything just by clicking here. Then the top center, this is going to be a bit different to our spot trading page. This is our future specific data. So we have our mark price is what the platform uses to calculate your unrealized P&L and liquidation. We've got our index price is the exchange multi-weighted price, spot price. Then we have our funding and countdown. So every 8-hour longs pay shorts or vice versa, depending on the funding rate. And you'll see the timer countdown, 24-hour change, high, low, turnover, pretty standard. And then on the far right, we've got our trading panel. This is where we're going to be playing today. And this is where we open and close our positions. And then we have our order book here. This is our buy and live sell orders. For futures, this also matters for a funding rate skew, but for beginners, once again, glance and then ignore, which I love because I really don't pay attention to that at the level that I am at for trading, which is still quite beginner. Yeah, I try not to acknowledge it too much. Okay, dokie. All right, now we get to go back over to our panel here on our far right. Oh, I can see the connection dropped a little bit. Interesting. Let me see if the live stream is still moving smoothly. Oh, it's got a little bit of glitches, but hey, it's better than what it was yesterday, so that makes me happy. All right, let me bring you back to the page. Okay, so before we open anything, we're going to pick our margin mode. So in the trading panel, you click the button that says, most of the time, if you're a first timer, it says cross, I believe. Mine says isolated because that's what I chose last time. And this pop-up appears. There's 3 choices. Listen carefully before you decide because this is going to help decide when things go wrong. So we've got our cross margin mode. So every position you have under this asset shows one single margin balance. If one trade tanks, the system will pull from your other position margins to prevent liquidation. It sounds nice, but if everything crashes all at once, you can lose your entire futures wallet, not just one position. So I don't really like that one too much. And then we have number 2, our isolated margin mode. You assign a fixed amount of margin to each position. If the trade goes against you, you only lose that allocated margin. The rest of your wallet is safe. That one's pretty much recommended for beginners, and that's the only one that I've been using recently. Then we have split margin mode, similar to isolated, but you transfer a specific amount up front. If the margin drops to below or equal to 100%, you get liquidated, and the trader can lose all the margin in that sub account. So once you've decided, you click confirm. My honest opinion for your first month, stick to isolated. Always isolated. Don't let one bad trade wipe out everything that you have earned. So we're going to stick with our isolated. And then after that, we got to choose our leverage. So next to our margin mode, you're going to see the button here. Mine currently says 30 times. So I'm not sure what yours will for the first time, but yeah, mine says 30 times. You click on that and a pop-up opens. So we've got the big count at the top with a plus and minus, and we can adjust the number there, or you can drag this along here. It can go all the way from 1 times all the way up to 150 times. Just read the warning carefully. So selecting a high leverage will increase the risk of forced liquidation. So at 150 times, a 0.66% move against you wipes you out. At 10 times, it takes a 9% move. And then at 3 times, you can survive a 30% crash. So remember, the higher the leverage isn't bigger profits, it's smaller margin for the same position size, which means tighter liquidation distance. Okay. Once you've chosen, you click confirm. My recommendation for first timers is probably going to start between 3 and 5 times. You want to learn the platform and not risk it all in one day, and then you can learn to increase it a bit later. All right, and then you just click confirm and we can keep moving on. Now we're going to set up the actual order. So we're going to use limit order mode, same as my spot tutorial. This one lets you pick the exact buy price instead of taking the market price. Remember, it does depend on what you are looking for. I'm not looking to grab what it is right now. I want it to buy at a slightly lower price. Okay, so the price field, Bitcoin is currently sitting at 63,978. Wow, it's going down, guys. It's a good time to buy. All right, so I'm going to probably stick to the numbers I popped in my spot, which is 63,000 USDT. That's just like a small dip to what it is currently. So if Bitcoin drops there, my order fills. If it doesn't, nothing happens. I can cancel at any time. All right, and then this little toggle is quite important, the cont versus USDT. Cont means how many contracts, so each Bitcoin contract on SuperEx is equal to a specific Bitcoin quantity, whereas USDT means how much USDT you want to commit. So beginners should pretty much always pick USDT. It's the dollar amount that you understand, so I like to stick to my USDT. How much I'm going to commit? I'm going to commit 50. Remember, commit something small to begin with. That's just how much I'm committing for this specific trade. And yeah, I always recommend you guys not to go all in because that asks for disaster. All right, then we're going to look down. Our margin is currently 1.66 USDT. So that's only like $3 and change locked up as collateral because at 30 times leverage, maths, 50 USDT of exposure only requires 50 divided by 30, which is around 1.66 USDT of margin. And that's the leverage magic. Small margin, big position, big risk too. Okay, so just keep that in mind when you're choosing what your leverage is going to be. And then once again, we hit the most important part. We click the green button. No, we make sure we set our two numbers that you always have to set for every single trade is our TP and SL. Guys, this is the most important part of the video, is always to set these things, and I want you guys to remember that clear as day. Okay, so I'm gonna set my take profit at, what did I set it at? 65,000. Oh, 65,000 USDT. So I'm buying at 63,000 USDT. So if Bitcoin bumps up to 65,000, sells automatically and I lock in my gains. I don't need to stare at the chart. Platform does it for me. We love it. And then we have our SL trigger, which is our stop loss. I'm going to put you at 60,000. Pretty much the same as the opposite direction. If Bitcoin crashes to 60,000 USDT, sells automatically, I cap my loss. This is the line between losing some margin and getting completely liquidated. Okay, only after both are set do you click the green open long button, or you can click the red button open short. So open long means you're betting Bitcoin goes up. Open short means you bet it goes down, okay? I think it's still going to go down a little bit, but there's a high chance it's going to go back up because I don't think it's going to go too much down. That's why I think it's a good time to to buy, because I don't imagine it going down too much. I think it wants to go back up above 64,000. Okay, then after you click open long or open short, your order goes live. There's two places you guys can check it. The open orders tab down at the bottom of the screen. If it's a limit order that hasn't filled yet, it sits here. You can cancel it anytime. Then we have our positions tab. Once the order fills, so if Bitcoin touches my 63,000 bid, the trade moves from open orders to positions, and you'll see your entry price, your current P&L in USDT, liquidation price, and a close button. So to close early, you just hit the close button. You can do a flash close. That's the market price, and that's instant. Or a limit close, your chosen exit price. Once closed, your margin is returned to your futures wallet, plus or minus your P&L minus fees. So if your TP or SL triggers automatically, the position closes itself and you'll see it in order history. And I love that. It's all right there. You'll see everything straight as clear as day, and then if you get cold feet, you can cancel it if you want. So pretty much, yeah, perpetual futures on SuperEx is start to finish. You could do it also in around like 2 minutes, similarly to spot trading. You first pick your margin mode. I chose isolated. Pick your leverage, start low, 3 to 5 times. I chose 30. Set your price, choose the USDT amount. Then always set your TP and SL. Choose open, long, or short based on your view. Step 6 is then manage position from the positions tab. Honestly, guys, it's really quite straightforward. I love getting people to try this out quite early on with SuperEx, because once you've done it a few times, it's going to be in your bones. You know exactly what you want to do. You have a look at the numbers as to what's happening with the trend, and then you can set your numbers quite easily. So yeah, like I definitely recommend people first starting out with spot trading, and then you guys can try futures, because futures is essentially just like a little bit of an upgrade from spot, in the sense of it's got a couple extra elements on there that you guys need to think about. But overall, it's pretty much the same. Just have to remember a couple things. But the best part is that SuperEx does tell you every step of the way where each button means and what is the consequences or result of you pressing certain buttons. So yeah, I definitely would recommend trying them out. Let me quickly send through in the comments again the platform website for SuperEx. If you guys are interested in signing up, it's really straightforward. Remember I said you just click on the link, you click register or like log in, and it asks for your email / phone number. You create a really strong password, and you're good to go. Honestly, it took me around 2 minutes. As long as you have your email like easily accessible, like there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to set it up. I think I've told you guys in the past that I've tried setting up on another platform before I found SuperEx. So I've been on SuperEx maybe 2 months now, and this was around maybe 3 months ago before I found it. Oh my gosh, the setup process stage was painful. It took me so long to set up, and I actually still never fully set it up. To this day, I haven't actually, I'm not gonna throw the platform under the bus, but this other platform still sends me messages being like, "Hey, you haven't finished your sign up process. Like you're halfway through. Keep filling it out, and then you can start trading." I'm like, "No, you guys were asking for too many details. It was so picky." And even when I was filling in all the details, it was saying, "Oh, you didn't fill that in correctly. You need to adjust this to fit our website standards." And I'm like, "Guys, you're making it so hard for me to do it that as soon as I found SuperX and I realized it just needed like 2 things to register, I was like, yeah, take it. Take my email address and phone number. I want to have this set up straight away, and then I can start trading and learning." Because I've said this in a previous live stream, is that I wanted to start trading because I just feel like in this day and age, we have a lot of life is online now. And because essentially, if you guys don't fully know, for people who are not aware of what crypto is, it's essentially like cryptocurrency is a digital money that exists online. It isn't controlled by like a bank or government. Instead, it runs on blockchain technology, which securely records transactions in a transparent way. So like the ones that we were dealing with today was Bitcoin. But there's like Ethereum, USDT we're also dealing with. Bitcoin's kind of seen as digital gold. Ethereum powers applications. USDT is a stable coin that stays close to the $1. And I kind of had read a little bit into cryptocurrency and wanted to get into it because I felt with AI becoming so big, I do believe that having some funds on a platform that is not controlled by a bank or government is quite smart. And I just wanted to protect myself for what the future might hold. And learning this is a new skill. Even if I didn't use it, I was like, okay, now I can be part of the conversations when all the big boys are talking about cryptocurrency. And I was like, okay, I just kind of wanted to educate myself. And even if I wasn't applying it to trading, and it just so happened that I got into trading as well. And I thought that was really cool. So yeah, if you guys are interested in checking out SuperEx, it's a great platform to start off with, even for more experienced traders. It's great because it has everything that you need. It has the US stock market. Honestly, there's endless opportunities on here. Something that maybe for my next live stream, we can talk about copy trading. I've talked about it in a previous live stream. It's actually a really cool process, is that instead of you doing too much of the work, you kind of copy one of the highest traders. So like if they're earning big, if they're doing the right moves, I can essentially copy every step they make. And I just have to set my parameters of how much funds I kind of am willing to risk for a transaction. So yeah, maybe for a next live stream we can do that one. I thought that was a really cool process, and I haven't actually explored it myself yet. I'm aware of how to do it, but I have not yet done it myself because I don't know, I'm a little bit of a control freak. Yes, I like to be in control a bit. But I think maybe I'll give it a go and allow someone else to make all the big decisions, and I just piggyback on their good juju. But then, of course, you have to remember, not everyone's going to have the good juju. And that's where I've been hesitating on it. But I definitely think maybe for the next live stream, we'll try and copy someone. And I can put just like a little bit of funds to copy someone's transactions. That could be a bit of a fun process, right? Yeah, no, I think that'll be a good one. For our next live stream, we'll do a bit of futures and do copy trading just so you guys can have an idea of what it is. But yeah, this is what the page would look like when you go into copy trading and you choose which person you kind of want to go with, and it's got all the information. So just loosely showing you guys, I clicked into one person earlier today and this was their stats. So yeah, based on that information of their stats, you then decide, is this something that I really want to go move forward with? And yeah, so who knows? We'll do that for the next live stream and see if you guys are interested in it. Feel free to leave any comments down below if you guys have something specific you want to see, or if you have any trades you want to talk about, or any advice. Even if I myself am not able to give it, I can definitely find that information and give it to you guys in the next live stream. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning into my live stream today. I will see you guys next week. We've already done our 2 live streams this week, so I will definitely get back to you guys for future ones coming up.